I'm already halfway done now, but I went ahead and got a cheap throttle cable. It's just a cheap LS swap one. It was like 23 bucks, I believe. Literally, it just has an extra long piece. You use a little Allen wrench, which is up here. Just a little Allen wrench in the hole. Tighten it up. Mine was a little bit long, which obviously that's good. That way it's a little short. It's not good. But I'm going to show you the part number. I might go ahead and get a screenshot of which one I bought. For LS swap, this was very cheap, very simple. I did have to take the cable completely out of it, so I physically unscrewed it and just slid the actual piece off of it. So physically just took the little adjuster piece out and just slid the actual cable out so to actually go through your firewall. Because if not, when you pull the stock cable out, there's not enough room. You can tell it's kind of hard to look, but there's not enough room to get it through there. So moderately pull the adjuster nut off one side, push it through, and it all pretty much fits. Alright, to make things simpler, I literally pulled the actual gas pedal out because unless you got real little hands, it's hard to get in there. I physically took, let me get my light on, the actual bolt. Oh, let me reach. There's a bolt right here and one up there. I believe it's either a 13 or a 14. I think I used a 14. But unless you have little teeny hands, there's a little hole up in there you got to get your hand through. I physically pulled it down, put the new cable's end on that side first so it don't fall off, and you got to try to fight it in a minute. I guess give me a second, I'll show you the part number I used and kind of give you an idea of which one you need to get. You don't have to buy this one, but just one of that nature should be what you need. I think a side note, the only thing I added to their kit was literally just 2 washers. I used a factory truck bracket up top, but the hole was a little big. It was actually a square to actually take the plastic inserts they used to have, but we don't need that, obviously. It'll zoom back in. Physically, washer on this side and a washer on this side. Just tighten the nuts up with 14 millimeter. You're ready to go. Alright, I was getting my arm stuck and have to force it in there. You have to adjust the adjuster a few times. It's physically up in the hole. Oh, I can't get my phone to even reach that far. It's physically an adjuster nut on the firewall now. I put the one nut on the outside, the one on the inside. That way when you tighten it up, it'll all pancake together. So, but as you can tell, it's actually hooked together, so it does work. Might go back and do some more fine tuning later, but for today, it's definitely good enough. After playing with this side, I did wind up coming out here and adjusting it a little bit because you want it to come all the way flat. Before, it was coming very close, but it wasn't perfect. So, you want that not too tight, but you want it a little teeny bit of play. I might tighten out a scooch, but it's good enough right now. I also want to come back and redo the nitrous because now that I changed the throttle cable, the TPS sensor on here is not going to know what to read. So that's one more thing to remember to do next time. But the nitrous don't come on right, I don't know why. I'm not sure how clear that is. Alright, if you can't read it, it's S1AT12038. The bottom one, I don't think that even matters, but it's like a glare in here, I guess. Either way, that one's 2843061. All I did was look up just LS swap throttle cable. One side just has almost like a bike cable almost with the actual little adjuster nut. The other side has more like a club. It's kind of like I guess kind of like one of these things, but not exactly. Like it has that kind of idea to go around it. So either way, I'll probably screenshot it and give you an idea. That way you can kind of save time. This way you don't have to spend hours trying to find the right one, order and it's the wrong one. Before, this is what I had. Physically old factory Mustang one. After just bolted in with two 8mm. It had like this old school spring cable, which was weird. It kind of was weird. I'm not sure. I physically just took a zip tie and zip tied it to it just for the moment then. It definitely worked. I've been using it for months, so whenever it works, it's physically all factory stuff, two zip ties, and I had a little bracket to hold it up there to bolt to this hole. So, works out. I just went off the coil pack, so for a simple, like, 5-minute figure out idea, definitely worked. Well, I thought I was done. After I got done tightening, the damn adjuster nuts went through the firewall. So I took just the average washer, took a little, I was like cutting wheel, and just cut a little slit on it, just enough that this will actually slide over the throttle cable, and this will kind of pancake in between the damn firewall so it don't fall through. So hopefully, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna make sure this works before I get too far. I'm sure we got too far. You don't know, people know what I'm talking about. If you can see it, it seemed like it was fitting. I tightened it up. Once you pull it, it's not that. It's actually on the inside, which means I tightened it up and it pulled it the hell in the hole. So I'm putting a washer physically. I'm gonna loosen it all back up. I'm sorry you can't see. I'm loosening it all back up. Slide my washer over it. Tighten it all back up. Just go over here, readjust it on the throttle cable again, and try it again. Alright, after tightening it up, double checking everything, I realized I needed the one on both sides. So I went ahead and cut another one. If you do this before the step, you literally can use the washers, take the whole cable assembly apart, and slide these in pre-hand or pre-time. Me, I forgot. I don't play taking it back apart, so this was just a simple route. The throttle cable is only going to ride up here anyway, so once you tighten it up, it'll never move. So easier to do once you're done, or easier to do once you're not done, but it'll make it work. Alright, definitely next time to save myself a lot of trouble, or if y'all are doing it, leave the damn gas pedal out. It's actually got just two, I think they're 14mm nuts holding on. Just one right there, and one above it. There's no room to get in there. I about ripped my wrist open trying to get in there. But when you get done, the top of the actual throttle cable or the throttle pedal is actually open, so you can slide the actual throttle cable through it. So it took me an hour to figure out I should do it the simple way. So y'all gonna try to do the same thing? Definitely go that route first. Alright, definitely changed the throttle cable. You can get a better throttle response. Before it was kind of laggy. Now it's kind of. Now she's definitely nice and loud. Definitely got the throttle response back. I'm assuming the old throttle cable was just hanging up and it wouldn't let me do what it wanted. Now we're trying to play the transmission problem because obviously it ain't doing nothing. So, hopefully it's not in the next video, but it probably will be. I'll probably pull the transmission out, or at least addressing it more, so hopefully I won't have to pull it out. Hopefully the pump just ain't filled up, or the transmission ain't. So, yes, hopefully come back and hopefully I have more better results. Alright, I'm probably gonna end the video here, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Have a good day.